At the beginning of the book, you discuss the many things that have changed in marketing. How has the landscape changed?
So the landscape has changed in that we are no longer passive accepting marketing. There was a time when we had just a few TV stations, manufacturers and brands thought they could tell us what they wanted to know about their products, and we just said, okay, and which brand of peanut butter and which brand of car are we going to buy, etc. And they owned the brand. They said, here are what we're going to say about it in advertising, here's the color, here's where it's used, you can't talk about it, it's all ours. What's changed today is, first of all, consumers are no longer passive. We're very much engaged. And so we want to be involved, and we also have this information available to us that we didn't have before. So we have the ability to learn about things, to ask people. We no longer believe what a brand tells us. We believe what we hear from people we know. So whether it's our friends, we say, what do you think? You know, I'm going to buy something, what do you think? But then we go online and we say, what are the reviews? Yeah. What does it say on Amazon? If we're going to read a book, if we're going to buy something, we go and we look at how many stars it's got. All right, so we've got all of that information. Then we start to have conversations online. We talk to people on Facebook and other communities, and what do you think about this? And how did that work? And did you have a good experience? And so we have access to all that information, and that's different. And so the other thing that has to come out of that is that brands have to react to that by saying, we can't just tell you what we want you to know, we have to engage with you. We can't be selling all the time, we have to be providing value. So we have to talk about content, and we have to provide interesting and informative information, not just sales pitches. We have to have conversations. We can't be just talking to you one-on-one, but we've got to engage with you. And we've got to build community. And that doesn't mean every brand needs to have their own community. It means you go to where the community is and you engage and you listen. A lot of brands are still doing too much talking, but you listen to what consumers say and then you make changes about it. We also have the ability to customize products. In my book, I talk about a small company, US based, that manufactures really interesting looking men's socks. Very cool looking men's socks, and they're custom made. And they make every pair, they could make a whole set of them at once, but they can also custom make them for you. And they go out and they really understand who their customers are. And of course, the only thing I think they're doing wrong is they're not really men's socks, because I think they look great on women too. But that's what you can do. You can bring your services to people in a distant location. I talk about a piano teacher who now uses Skype to teach piano lessons all over the world.
You're kidding.
So, and it was her students who said to her, one student said, I'm moving to Vienna and I want to take lessons. And she's in Vermont. She said, I'm not going to Vienna. And he said, no, why don't we do this over Skype? So, you know, obviously there's some things you can't do, but a lot of things you can.
Yeah.
So you've got to be creative and thinking about that. So one of the things is we have to realize, even though we're living in this digital world, you don't start with social media, you don't start with tactics. You start by understanding the strategy, your markets, your customers, but then you've got to apply them. We're no longer talking about the days when we bought big advertising campaigns on network TV and printed brochures and did everything by US mail. We have other ways of doing things, and we do have ways to reach people very quickly, and we need to be very responsive.